Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara and most of my content revolves around no buys, for the simple reason that I have been on one for a long time. Rest assured, that will eventually end. At one point or another, I'm going to run out of makeup or I'm going to get so bored with my current collection that I am going to have to purchase something new and bring new products into my collection. And I don't think that's going to happen for quite a while. In some categories, I will be set for like pretty much the rest of my life. Now there are sort of two different categories of makeup. There's makeup that is utilitarian, that you sort of use every day and that you need if you're a person who wears makeup, such as foundation, concealer, right? But then there's also makeup like eyeshadows, which you really don't need more than one good eyeshadow palette. And you're not realistically going to be able to pan more than one eyeshadow palette, but of course we have more than that. And I have a fairly small and curated eyeshadow collection. I actually did an eyeshadow collection video with my friend Sally, which you can check out right here, where I talked about how many I have. Now you may guess from the name of my channel that there are some categories that I maybe have too many of. For example, mascara. I did a mascara decluttering video a few months back and I was able to get rid of a lot of mascaras, but I still have so many. And the sheer number of mascaras that are in my collection baffled me. I'll give you a hint, it is more than 30. So, and as I sort of come to the end of my no-buy journey, I'm still doing a no-buy, but I do think that the end is somewhat in sight. I need to think about which products I will actually be purchasing in the future, in which categories I need new items in, and which ones I should really stick to a no-buy. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the makeup categories that I need to stay away even once I am done my makeup no-buy. Let's get into it. The first item that I really do not need to buy for years is mascara. I have so many mascaras. You can see a little jar of them here. This is just a tiny fraction of how many I have in my collection. And I know that for a lot of people, they find that mascaras dry out after just 3 to 4 months, but I haven't really ever found that to happen, except for the really, really old mascaras, because I cycle through so many. So let's pull out, this is one of my favorites. So this one here, I have probably had for 2, maybe 3 years, but because I only reach for it one day out of every, let's say 2 or 3 months, it's not going to get dried out that quickly because I'm opening it so infrequently. Let's see if I can, oh, that wasn't too hard. All this to say, I do not need to be purchasing mascara anytime soon. And I don't really have any qualms about these products going bad. If they smell bad, then definitely I will consider that as having gone bad and I will toss it out. But if I find no issue with the product, I'm not going to toss it out just because it has lasted past that 3 to 4 month span. If you're interested in a mascara collection video, I haven't done that because it's a bit overwhelming. It's definitely my most overwhelming category out of my whole collection, but I think that would be a fun one to film. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a mascara collection video. Number 2, lipsticks. Now, I also have a container of lipsticks here and I have way more in this drawer. I won't say that there aren't any lipsticks that I want because I've been on a no-buy for many years, and so there's new formulas and new products and new brands that I'm interested in trying that simply didn't exist back when I started my no-buy, and I'm sure formulas have really, really improved. But I have so many lipsticks, I really cannot justify purchasing any more. This one that I'm wearing today, I don't think I've reached for this in ages. The number of times I've used it, I can probably fit on one hand. The next category is also lip related, and that is lip balms. I've gathered just a couple right here. This, I actually have a set of 3, so there's more of these. This is a Burt's Bees one. I think I have a couple other Burt's Bees lip balms. I'm just not sure where they are right now. And then these are 2 baby lips, and I actually think I have more baby lips that are still in the package. So this is just a small sampling of all of the lip balms I have. This is a category that in 2019, I really prioritized finishing. I think I finished like 4 or 5 lip balms during the course of that year, but I actually haven't found myself reaching for lip balms quite as much. This past year and 2021, I am more focused on finishing off lip glosses and lipsticks rather than lip balms, just because I feel like I'm more able to sort of experiment at home. People aren't really seeing me as much. And I also don't feel like my lips have gotten as dry this year as they have in past years, simply because I'm not venturing outdoors quite as much. And it's the same thing with hand cream. I notice myself not using nearly as much hand cream as I have used in the past. I guess that's better for my body, like I'm less dry, but at the same time I'm not getting to use these products, which I want to. On top of that, I'm not a person who's like super excited by lip balm. It's not like my favorite product by any means, so I'm not really looking forward to buying any particular lip balms in the future. So I will be well set with my stash of lip balms. The next product is face powder. This is interesting because I actually do not have that many face powders. I've worked pretty steadily over the course of my no-buy on finishing face powders, and I think I've finished 2 so far, and I'm almost done a 3rd, and I only have a couple more in my collection. But face powders take me so long to get through. So I just feel like I have a lot of product to get through. And again, face powder isn't really something that super excites me, so I don't really feel that urge to go out and buy more. And if I continue on at the pace that I have for the past couple of face powders I finished, it'll take me at least 2 years to get through the stash of face powders that I still have. Number 5, eyeliners. I have so many eyeliners, but the thing is, I don't actually know if they're all still good. And since writing this list, I've realized that maybe eyeliners is something that I should reinvest in when I go back to purchasing makeup, because I clearly haven't bought any for the past couple years, which means that all of my eyeliners are quite a few years old, and I still feel like they're good. Now, don't get me wrong, there definitely have been a couple that I've had to toss, but for the most part, I found all of mine to be super, super creamy, so I don't think I will need to buy eyeliners anytime soon, but if I find that the ones that I have expired, then of course I will do that. Apologies if I look slightly different. Something happened with the memory card, so I've had to film this over quite a few times. As per usual, I feel like I have these issues often. I don't know if it's just me, but let's get back into it. So the last 2 categories of products that I will not be purchasing, even after my no-buy, have to do with the eye area. The first one is eyebrow products. Eyebrows are a very important part of my routine. I'm not one of those people who like does their eyebrows because they have to, and I don't think it's an interesting part of makeup. I think it is essential. I think eyebrows can really transform a face, and if I had more skill, I would absolutely experiment with different types of eyebrow looks. I've been trying a little bit to do more of like a straight brow, not quite as arched. I don't think I've really succeeded that much. All this to say, I have been very, very into eyebrow products in the past, and I have way too many. Back when I purchased lots of makeup backups, I bought backups of all of my favorite products just in case any of them were to run out. Now I actually did a full video about makeup backups and why you shouldn't buy them, and that's going to be exemplified by this video because all of these products that I still have are backups from those days. So I used to use exclusively eyebrow pencils. This one is the only one I have left, I think. This is Annabelle and Taupe. This is one of my most repurchased products. I've purchased so many of these over the years. I also went through the Anastasia Brow Wiz and also the MAC eyebrow pencil, and those, both of them, I flew through so quickly. So because of that, I switched over to brow powder. Now brow powder takes a lot longer to go through, but I was so into brow powder that I bought a bunch of backups. This one here is a backup. This is the NYX eyebrow cake powder. I fully finished the first one. I also have a similar one like this, but it's bigger and it's from e.l.f. I also have this eyebrow gel from MAC, a lot of product in there, and I have quite a few eyebrow gels. So I have a lot of eyebrow products remaining, and especially powders, they take a long time to go through. So I really do not have to buy eyebrow products anytime soon. This sort of goes back to the face powder point I made, which is that powder products take a long time to get through. So I am set on the brow front for many years to come. The final category is eyelid primer. I used to be very picky about which eyelid primer I would use. That is why I have a backup of my all-time favorite. This is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and it's honestly barely touched. and that's because I still had quite a bit left of the original before I purchased this. And I think I even started using this one before I even finished the other one that I had. Now I'm actually using all sorts of products that aren't eyelid primers as eyelid primers. So over the course of the past year, I have used a couple different kinds of concealers. Right now I'm using a product that is supposed to be a highlight as an eyelid primer. There's no shimmer to it, don't worry. Like little other paint pots like this, but ones that actually have color. So I've tried all sorts of things as eyelid primers, and I feel like I'm not quite as picky now. And on top of that, I have this, I have the Urban Decay eyelid primer. And over the course of my no-buy, I've actually gone through quite a few. I went through that e.l.f. one with the doe foot, I went through an Urban Decay eyelid primer, and of course I finished off my other MAC eyelid primer. But because I purchased so many backups, I still have tons left. So many. So again, no need for this kind of product anytime soon. Also, for the most part, these are products that are in categories that don't tend to be things that people get super excited about. Like, I would say the more exciting products are like eyeshadow and blush and mascara, at least for me. And having a variety of products in those categories makes sense to me because you get different effects with different kinds of those products. But like with eyelid primer, you're not really gonna get a different effect. The different formula might mean that one is better quality than the other, but you're not really gonna have a different overall effect to your makeup depending on which eyelid primer you use. That's just my 2 cents. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. There was a couple of other products that I considered putting in this because realistically I don't need any new products anytime soon, but these are the ones that I feel like either I have the most backups in these categories or I just don't need a ton of variety in the categories, and what I have will last me a long time. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to see a video that's kind of like this but the opposite, products that I am most excited to purchase after my no-buy, then do let me know. Subscribe down below. I upload every Saturday morning. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see in the future, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.